Hi Year 4 and welcome to our class reader When the Mountains Roared. Um, we got to quite a tense part yesterday, didn't we, in chapter 26 when Ruby was following the people that went to meet Toad and Stinger, and they got a package, didn't they? And then they left and went to get a train, and Ruby got on the train and left the station on the train. So let's find out where she ends up and where she's going. I wind through the aisle looking for a flash of green. I scan the heads, a blue turban, orange hennaed hair, a long plait. My heart pounds. I have to find them before the next stop, otherwise I might lose them forever. Finally I spot them. The man clutches the backpack in his arms. He has wide shoulders and a waistcoat over a striped shirt. His hair is short, and when he turns I see his moustache. She wears a purple and green salwar kameez. I squeeze into the luggage rack at the end of the coach and watch them, taking a furtive photo while they stare out of the window. The blur of the scenery whizzes by next to them. As we travel further and further away from home, the windows mist up with condensation until all I can see are raindrop patterns on the glass. I miss the mountain as I leave it. I thought the train would have stopped by now. I swallow and try not to think about how we get back. I reach into my pocket. I have a few rupee notes, not enough for a train ticket. Someone has left a magazine behind, and I flick through it, trying to calm my nerves. I pause at a picture of a man taken outside of a courtroom. He looks familiar. He's got slick black hair, pearly white teeth, and he's wearing a smart black suit and tie. Reporters surround him, and he's raising his hand in front of his face to shield himself from them. It's the film star, the one who's coming to stay at the hotel, Guardian Mankar. The article is written in Hindi. I tear the page out and stuff it into my pocket. I can hear activity at the other end of the carriage, and I peek over the top of the suitcase to see what's happening. A man in a smart uniform is making his way down the aisle, swaying to the rhythm of the train. The conductor. My heart starts beating fast. He stops at every row, grasping the overhead bar with one hand and examining people's tickets with the other. He looks up and I duck, pushing myself as far back onto the luggage rack as I can. Fans whir overhead. It's hot, stuffy and packed full of people. I have a few minutes at most before he reaches me. But just as I begin to panic, the train starts to slow. I have no idea where we are. I only know that we've been on the train for hours. I slip out of the coach door to the space between the carriages. I squeeze past the food and drink sellers, putting them between me and the conductor. Chai, coffee, snacks, one shouts. Punny, water, another says, following closely behind, her arms full of bottled water. The window of the main door to the outside is flung wide open. I stick my head out and breathe in, hoping for the cool mountain air, but it's warm and humid. Drops of rain sprinkle onto my face. Everywhere around me is flat. There are no mountains in sight. The train is pulling into a city with tall buildings and temples rising into the skyline. Panic shoots through my body. I glance back at the green scarf lady. She stands and reaches for a bag above her. She and the man are getting off. The door to the carriage clicks open and the conductor steps through, past the woman selling water. He stops next to me and nods, gesturing to see my ticket. I force a casual smile and open my backpack, pretending to search for it. My mind is racing. What should I do? I can't lose the man and the woman. They're my only chance to prove to Praveen that I was telling the truth, and to protect the leopards. I think about what Mum would have done. And just then, like magic, the train door opens directly in front of me. Before I can change my mind, I step off the train, leaving the conductor standing in the doorway. I walk quickly and don't look back, merging with the crowd. The train stations are the busiest places I've ever seen. Samosa, pakora, yells the food seller. I can smell fried food and smoke, and everywhere people are jostling and pushing me. I keep weaving through the crowds until I'm sure the conductor has lost sight of me. Then I turn and watch people disembarking from the train, searching for the couple. Just when I start to think I might have lost them, they appear in the doorway. They step off and I run after them. charting the glimpses of green amongst the crowd. The pair leave the station and I follow, wandering through narrow stone passages with electric wires criss-crossing above our heads. I stay back so they won't notice me, holding my bag above my head to keep dry from the rain, which is slowly lessening. Adrenaline shoots through my body as I travel further and further away from the train station. I try to keep track of the turns we're taking. I have to be able to find my way home. I hurry past a shop with bedspreads folded into squares, piled higher than me. 4 people on one motorbike beep at me to get out of the way, and I dart to the shadows. They splash through a puddle. The narrow streets open out to a small square lined up on 2 sides by shops. A blue sugarcane juice cart stands on the corner. Beyond it is the biggest river I've ever seen, as wide as 4 buses. Brown water gushes. It's the kind of current that could sweep you away in a second. The low early evening sun is reflected on the ripples. People are gathered on the steps by the banks in brightly coloured clothes. Women bathe in the river on one side, men on the other. In between them, in the middle of the river, a wooden boat bobs. People sit in them chatting. I scan the crowd frantically for the couple, spot them some distance away, and run after them. They're going into a cafe on the waterfront. I bend over my knees to get my breath back. At least I know where they are, for now. So the plot thickens. Ruby's now got off the train, miles and miles from home, doesn't know where she is, but determined to find out what this couple are up to and what they have in that backpack. So, join me tomorrow for our next chapter, chapter 28, and hopefully we will find out a little bit more about what is happening and who this couple are and what they're up to. Okay, have a lovely day, Year 4. See you soon. Bye.